here's our host, Tian Wei.
Hello and welcome to World Insight. I'm Tian Wei in Beijing. Today we bring you another episode of our year-end special, Opening Up China's Choice. A recap of China's efforts to open wider its market to the world in the year 2020. First, let's go back to September when the curtain was raised on the China International Fair for Trade in Services, or CIFTIS, in Beijing. It's China's largest exhibition of its kind, and hosting it in person amid the pandemic signals China's determination and building on the success of having the coronavirus under control. More than 2,000 domestic and foreign companies showcased their latest wares, all part of a platform to link cross-border trade services. While on assignment at this event, I met some of the eye-catching high-tech service robots there. Innovation and tech are the tools we need to turn the tide against the global challenges, such as the pandemic and unbridled geopolitics. Now, meet Walker, a service robot of Chinese AI and robotics company Ubitech. The world of robots is always fun, and right now I'm standing here and going to meet one service robot whose name is Walker. I heard from colleagues here that Walker can do a lot of things. It can walk, it can water the plant, even doing some yoga. And later I'm going to do some interactions with Walker. Now we are to see Walker waters the plant. Some sprinkles. And now I'm so much looking forward to doing some yoga with Mr. Walker. I hope I could stretch as well as he does. Okay. It looks like Tai Chi rather than yoga. As you can see, the joints are all very good. Wow, more challenging position. Voila, this set of actions looks perfect. Walker is telling me everything's fine. I hope so. I want that bottle of soda. So Walker is now going to present that to me and hand it over to me. Let's see how it works. He looks happy. Oh, turning to me now. I can... Okay, this is handed over to me very safe and sound. Thank you. Now he's going to do some soccer. Look at that. Very good, Walker. I love it. Chinese cooking, one of the most complicated and yet fascinating cooking styles in the world. I know now a robot in this exhibition that could actually cook hundreds of dishes, and see all of this on the table are the products of this robot, whom I'm going to introduce to you. First of all, let's meet Simon, who is here to help us to understand how this robot works. What is the name of this robot?
Easy to remember. I love you.
Yes, right. As if you can cook the food really well, there must be a lot of love in it.
That's his duty.
Yes, indeed. So how does it work, and what are we going to see?
Actually, we already put in more than 3,000 recipes inside. So you just choose your dish and put the button, follow instruction, piece of cake.
Wow, that's really impressive. So let's try one dish today. Can we do that?
Well, of course.
Okay.
Like, so we're going to choose one of the most famous Chinese dish, sugar and salt coated spare rib.
Okay.
Okay.
Spare rib.
Yeah, spare rib. Let's start. Follow instruction. Start cooking.
We put in the oil.
Putting oil, 10 gram oil.
10 gram oil.
And then next step.
Oh, so it's just that easy. Just go next step.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just follow the instruction.
It says ginger.
Ginger. Yeah. Ginger.
Okay.
Ginger.
Ginger. Okay.
Next step.
And then next step.
Put on the cover.
And it shows put the covers up.
Yeah. Start cooking.
And now we start cooking.
Yeah.
And we set the temperatures here, right?
With this is timing. Yeah. 90 seconds.
And these are the temperatures, right?
Yeah, this is the temperature.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we still have 1 minute.
1 minute. Yeah.
During this process, you might want to explain to us
Mm-hmm.
how will later it works. So these are all the ingredients we have.
All the ingredients.
We have the
soy
sour
sauce, dark
sauce.
soy sauce. This is light color soy sauce.
Okay, different color soy sauce.
Yeah, this is vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yeah, this is cooking wine.
Oh, cooking wine, Chinese cooking wine.
Chinese cooking wine. This is the sugar.
And we have sugar here.
Yeah, we have, of course, the.
It's important.
Yeah.
The raw material.
The raw
the spare
material
ribs.
rib.
Okay. It's actually my favorite dish.
Oh, you can try in about 15 minutes.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. And we still have 20 seconds to go. So, have you ever tasted all these dishes on the table?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Which is your favorite?
Actually, shrimp is my favorite.
How to cook the shrimp?
Just follow. Just follow
the
instruction. Yeah,
ingredients.
choose the master recipe and push the button.
Everything's so easy.
Easy.
Okay.
Okay, next step.
And then we say next step. Okay.
Spare rib.
And now spare rib.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then next step.
We see the
Sugar.
50 grams. Okay. Not too much.
Okay.
One could tell Simon doesn't cook much at home.
That's why I can buy it for my.
For your family.
Yeah. Vinegar.
So it actually shows how
Yeah.
much. 50.
Not
Oh,
exactly.
Okay. Wow, perfect.
Exactly.
Okay. So it says how many grams there's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the soy sauce.
Soy sauce. Be careful. We don't want
Yeah.
too much soy sauce.
No.
Okay. 15
15
grams soy
grams.
sauce. I'll watch it out for you. Okay. Wow, a little bit more. Too
Oh.
much. 20. We got 20 grams. It asked for 15 grams.
18,
so
18 now.
18. So we'll see how Simon eventually gonna finish the dish. Okay. Now this darker color soy sauce.
Good.
Perfect.
10 grams.
And then we go to next step.
Yeah. Put the cover on.
Cover it up.
Okay.
So now we see the blinking of the small robot. We have to wait 15 minutes, 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
And then we're going to see the final dish.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Simon.
Efficient.
I'm looking forward.
My pleasure.
Thank you. was great fun to play with the robots at CIFTIS. Now let's turn to Shanghai, China's biggest city and a global financial hub. In recent years, it took on a new role, the host city of China's annual Import Expo, also known as CIIE. With many economies grinding for a standstill due to the coronavirus outbreak, the opening of the third China International Import Expo shows China is ready to share its huge market opportunities and contribute to the world's economic recovery. It's all in line with China's latest five-year plan, which aspires to make major breakthroughs in key core technologies and become a global leader in innovation. What does all these mean for China-based tech companies and Chinese startups? What about the service industry and essential businesses? I talked to business movers and shakers there. First, let's meet Ray Liang, the Vice President of ABB Group and head of the ABB Robotics Division in China. When I visited Ray Liang at ABB Shanghai, he showed me to his favorite corners, a showroom full of robots and a factory producing robots for both the Chinese and the international markets.
Okay, I'd like to show you, we call this IRB 1100. This is a fast robot and very high accuracy robot in the world for such kind of small robots.
Fastest and the most accurate.
Exactly.
Wow, take a look.
Yeah, that is the future robots, to be honest.
Okay.
Okay, then we'd like to show you another very popular one. We call this one Yumi. Actually, it means you and me. So it's about we can work together with this robot. It's the first collaborative robot of ABB.
So it works with humans.
Exactly.
The reason you have the rubber here is to make it safe, right?
Exactly. You can touch it and then you can work together.
So this is already a very different generation of robots.
Yeah, this is we are working more and more in that direction. If you change it more and more also in the robotics industries also.
Okay. You got bigger ones to show me?
Yeah, of course. This is also I'd like to show you a very interesting and classic robot here. It's a big robot, right? Look
Absolutely.
At here. Yes.
Gigantic.
Actually, yeah, it's using a lot in the auto OEM factory for manufacturing the car bodies. So the application here is a spot welding. It's fabricate the car body. It's very powerful and using a lot.
Okay. Certainly, it sounds very well.
Yes, of course.
You got other babies to show me?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. This is our current factories. Look at here. Here's the testing and collaboration stations. In next year, we are going to build a new mega factories. And this factory will be 100,000 unit output per year.
Quite cool, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Over the years, I found it much more informative talking to the savvy businessmen at the CIIE than listening to the politicians harp on about tech wars. On innovation and the prospect of it, I also talked to Chinese entrepreneurs. James Pei from the Fourth Paradigm is one of them. Standing in the middle of the company's new office space near Zhongguancun, also known as Beijing Silicon Valley, he's obviously quite proud of what he and his team have achieved.
For the academic, there's a lot of the cities adopt this one.
James firmly believes his company's huge potential is in China, Europe, and the rest of Asia. So this is actually a place for all the engineers?
Yeah, mostly maybe 80% the people engineer located in this building. Yeah.
I see. So how many engineers you have right now?
Almost 400 is engineering or some math experts. Yeah.
Some of the computer competition champions even.
Yeah.
So how would you attract all of these best talents to come to the company, which is still an entrepreneurship so far?
Yeah, I think those we have the two angles. Firstly is how to say have a dream. Another one is become the world-class engineering. especially in all the such like the sales area. That's such like Oracle's vice president, SAP's our vice president, and even IBM. So we have a lot of people come from some kind of MNC like that. And in our engineering part, so we have a lot of people from Google, from any other internet giant. So we just try to combine these different results together, become one culture. Yeah.
That's going to be tough for a manager like you.
Yeah, very diversify.
What is the best trick to bring them together?
Such like that.
What is it then?
This is a competition internally. That they encourage the people have one idea.
Snap your fingers is called.
Yes, the other one is to change the world.
To have an internal competition.
Absolutely. They can use different people's angel perspective and the different people's advantage in the skill or experience put together and make customer value and to build a solution in 3 days and to highly competition internally.
To bring the best out of them.
Yeah.
Without paying a buck.
Yeah, but a lot of work.
Yes, okay, there we go. We already see some of those, yes. The pandemic pushes people, keeping social distance, working from home, and spending more time with family members. Home has become more than any time a more important space for everyone. So how could our homes meet all our diverse needs and be the safe hub for all? That's what IKEA has been thinking hard about and working on throughout this year. Anna Polak-Kuliga, CEO and president of IKEA China, told me there's only one way to do it right: get the real picture from customers themselves and help them make their dreams come true. A sustainable, healthy, and convenient home.
So this is our curtain wheelwork.
Nice color.
Yes, very nice. And do you know what it's made of?
No.
It's made of from PET bottles.
Wow.
We have special technology, absolutely, to use waste as a resource, to transform waste as a resource, and produce fantastic textiles like this. If you can touch it, it feels just very soft.
Yes.
Yes.
Quite nice. So a curtain of this color like this.
Absolutely.
How many bottles would there be?
Oh, depends on the length of the curtain, yes. For the small textile bags, we used to use 8 PET bottles, yes. So for this, it's probably a few hundreds, but at the same time, I think it's a fantastic opportunity to transform waste into resource.
Absolutely.
Yes, and not to explore nature.
So I know all my mineral water bottles is here.
Probably yes, absolutely, probably yes.
So it's really nice to see
Absolutely.
this wonderful space.
Yes. We double the face, as I said, but also I'd like to show you a very special place here. It's our special corner for the workshop when we introduce our fantastic
a lot of your customers over here.
Yes. What we do here, we here actually introduce our sustainability topic to the many people. And we have a strong belief that sustainability cannot be luxury for a few. It has to be affordable for the many. And here we inspire many Chinese consumers to live more sustainable life at home.
So this is like a conference hall about sustainability.
Absolutely, yes. We discuss here about the food, about waste sorting, about many things. We have many workshops with many customers. And I think it's a fantastic audience so far. We had very busy yesterday, and today also was very crowded this morning. So we introduced here also our sustainable foods, like new plant balls and new soft ice cream, dairy-free.
Absolutely cool. You're watching World Insight. Stay with us. You're tuned in to our year-end special, Opening Up China's Choice, a recap of China's efforts to open wider its market to the world for the year 2020. After this break. You're watching World Insight with me, Tian Wei. This year, we are celebrating China's opening up, and therefore we have our special program, Opening Up China's Choice. Shanghai is indeed rich with stories and memories. Bidding goodbye to CIIE venues, I headed toward Pudong. The Pudong skyline is all too familiar with anyone who's heard of China's reform and opening up. This is Pudong. From farm rice paddies into skyscrapers, and from a sleepy backwater to a thriving backbone of Shanghai. Located east of the Huangpu River, Pudong today is a brand new district, created originally in the 1990s to get a new area off the ground. Today, its focus is finance and high technology. Standing in the middle of Lu Jiazui, the financial magnate of Pudong, I was accompanied by an eyewitness to how it came into being. Chen Jun from Fudan University International School of Finance once worked in the U.S. after graduating from university there. Shanghai is his hometown. He told me about his first trip back home when Pudong was just starting out. So that was the very first building in Pudong, right? The Oriental Pearl.
Absolutely. So I remember I came back with my PhD thesis advisor. He's British. We came back in 2002 or 2003. That was pretty much the only tower in Pudong area. So that was very, very impressive. But it looked a little bit strange if you look at the skyline because there wasn't anything else. And then we came back again in 2006. We hosted a global financial conference.
I see.
Right in this building.
Okay.
Jingmao Tower.
Right.
So
this is one of the tallest three buildings in Pudong, right?
There wasn't. That's the. I remember this was the tallest building
at that time.
And then there is Grand Hyatt Hotel up high. I remember we had a room on the 82nd or 83rd floor. My friends in Shanghai, they wanted to visit us in the room. I was surprised. I said, why you want to come to our room? Once they come into our room, they basically said, if I remember, that area had the highest, most expensive residential towers. So they want to come in
to check the residential
Absolutely.
tower. Do they want to buy an apartment?
No, because the price was very, very high. They just want to take a look. So that was 2006. And then I believe this International Financial Center.
Yes.
There was some history behind it. They started to build this in the late 90s. And then, the Asian financial crisis broke out. The process was suspended for a few years, and it was completed probably around 2009, 2010. But of course, we know the global financial crisis broke out in that time. So that was the third building.
Okay. So this one was actually quite a story, isn't it?
Exactly.
At the very beginning, it was when it was built, it was the Asian financial crisis.
That's right.
1997.
Exactly.
And then after it's finished, it's the global
financial crisis. So I remember people, even in Shanghai, were discussing or debating about the pros and cons of the financial sector, financial services, because when it's going well, it helps everybody, but when it's not going well, it creates problems.
But I guess people continued,
That's right.
And then we have this building, this tallest one.
This is the Shanghai Tower.
Yes, the tallest one over there.
I actually talked to the architect, American, who designed the building.
Oh, is it?
Exactly, and he said, as you can see, there's a twist. The building twists.
Indeed.
And the twist design helps save energy and material.
Wow. So it's a totally new concept now.
Absolutely.
It's not about the brightest and the tallest. It's about another different lifestyle.
And there's supposed to be a very green building as well inside.
Amazing.
So that's a little history about Pudong with the 4 buildings around us.
So when you walking around here, just 20 years time, right? 30 years time, it's already changing so much.
Absolutely.
And people's way of thinking, also our interactions with the rest of the world.
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of interesting reflections and also thoughts.
Absolutely. When in 1990, when Pudong was first started to reform, I was a college student at Fudan. I left for the U.S. in '92, and again back then there was nothing. That wasn't built. So Pudong basically look over. I don't remember any building. maybe there was a park. But when I started to come back in the early 2000s, things just changed very rapidly.
So fast.
That's what I remember. Every year when I come back to Shanghai, to Pudong, every year, things change so dramatically. The skyline changes very rapidly. But of course, now you can see that the skyline is pretty complete.
Yes.
I should add that I have now a lot of students working
in all these areas.
As you can see, that there are a lot of these bank buildings.
Absolutely.
Importantly, there are a lot of buildings for foreign institutions. So basically, this is where global financial institutions
are based.
At least their regional headquarters.
This is the place.
This is the place. So I actually have a lot of students. So it's very different. Back in 2006, I had to find a hotel room in Qingmao. Now, any weekday afternoon, in theory at least, I can stop by one of their offices and say hi. Exactly.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So in that sense, now, really, we can say that Shanghai has evolved into a global financial center.
Amazing. Beautiful. Though aspiration to develop Pudong was there for some time, how to deliver it after the country was closed to the outside world for so long is another issue. That's what Zhao Qizheng thought about every day. For decades, Zhao enjoys the nickname Pudong Zhao because the Pudong new area was his sole career from day one when he served as the first governor of Pudong from 1992 to 1997. And his oral story about it is just incomparable. For example, he remembered clearly the first challenge he had when working on a plan for Pudong, how to dream big with a concrete future in mind. I heard when Pudong was just starting to develop, you asked your colleague to stand beside a globe to plan for Pudong's future. What do you make of Pudong's future?
The goal of Pudong development is to revitalize Shanghai and obtain qualifications for major economic dialogues with the world. Shanghai's location is advantageous. Now we are standing next to the wharf. At the time, we said that there is an economic corridor in the Asia-Pacific region. That is, the economically developed cities can be connected in a line from Tokyo and Osaka in Japan through Seoul, Shanghai, Taipei, Hong Kong, Southeast Asia, China to Singapore. These cities are the street lights in the developed area of East Asia. If foreign investors go ashore in Shanghai, when they turn around, they face the Pacific Ocean. When they stretch their left hands, they see Northeast Asia. When they stretch their right hands, they can reach Southeast Asia. So not only did they go to China, they also went to East Asia, so they think it makes sense to stand next to a globe to think about the development of Pudong, because they can operate things in a large area of the world. That's how we understand the saying, and we persuaded foreigners to think the same way. So we have absorbed a large number of foreign investors this way.
That saying actually impresses a lot of people at that time.
The trend of globalization is still going on, and we must utilize globalization to revitalize Pudong, as well as Shanghai as a whole.
But the plan is only a plan until it takes off. For an area with mostly rice paddies, building infrastructure and modern buildings like those behind me so that the big international banks can move in to work became the top priority. Standing in front of the Pudong skyline, Zhao is more than proud of what has been achieved. Lujiazui, right behind us. There were a lot of stories, isn't it?
这里呢是在30年中建设的。
This area was constructed in 30 years. A total of 4.7 million square meters have been completed, and there are approximately 300 office buildings. So this is the main force in Shanghai's financial district, where there are currently about 230,000 financial white-collar workers. When we started to build Shanghai into a financial center, it was a major functional area, so there were so many buildings, and about 1/3 of the buildings, about 100 buildings, pay 100 million yuan annual tax per building. It is impressive when calculating the tax based on the number of buildings, 100 million yuan per building per year.
1亿人民币一年。
最喜欢哪一个楼？
当然
Which is your favorite?
当然最高的了，叫上海中心。
Of course, Shanghai Tower is my favorite. More than 600 meters, it is 580,000 square meters. And the first one worth mentioning is like a Chinese pagoda, which is 290,000 square meters. I want to emphasize that the old buildings which everyone likes in Shanghai are located in the Bund. If you add up all the buildings on the Bund, its floor area is smaller than that of the Jingmao Tower, which is 290,000 square meters. A building occupied more floor areas than a street built before. So there are a lot of stories here.
I heard it's a great competition. Every architect wants to have a building here.
Of course, foreign architects built many buildings here at first, but Chinese engineers cooperated with them in this kind of construction, so we were able to quickly grasp a lot of new designs. So the later constructions were mainly done by Chinese designers, which also fully reached the world level.
You always come here and visit?
Of course, I'm so happy. My mood is getting better when I see the buildings here because I know that we can do what we want.
A promising Pudong was on the horizon, but how do they let the rest of the world know about it and earn trust? Another challenge for Zhao. His solution? Turning some of the world's biggest names into messengers for Pudong. The year 2020, plagued with coronavirus pandemic, may go down in history as one of the most trying times for trade, both regionally and globally. Yet the flip side of it is it has spurred multilateral trade cooperation. 15 countries did give a thumbs up to free trade after signing the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, or RCEP, on November the 15th. And last month, the 17th China-ASEAN Expo wrapped up with big hopes over regional cooperation. I was there covering the expo and talking to people from different walks of life about trade. So what are their hopes and dreams for their home region? And how is China going to opening up for the whole region as well? I asked those questions. Take a look. The expo is where you will find everything from food and drinks to medicine, from agricultural products to high-tech gadgets. But if you want to know how it all started and what's ahead, you will have to check out this annual conference that goes side by side with the expo, the China-ASEAN Business and Investment Summit. I interviewed there, ranging from chief negotiators of China and ASEAN countries to establish the China-ASEAN Free Trade Area, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year.
Congratulations to my colleagues. We joined hands to set up this FTA. Now finally, we see the success of this FTA. So it's time for us to celebrate. And I want to say thank you and express my gratitude to you for your contribution to the China-ASEAN FTA.
To reps from high-tech and banking sectors ready to tap into the huge potential between China and ASEAN.
I think the digital economy will play a more important role in pushing for the transformation and advances in society.
After all these conversations for brainstorming, agenda setting, and morale boost, I try to dig deeper into the potential. 10 years for the China-ASEAN Free Trade Area. What do you think has been accomplished so far?
You know, the China-ASEAN FTA is the very, very first FTA China set up in the history. I have been personally working on this FTA for many, many years since the inception of the negotiation of this FTA. The China-ASEAN FTA negotiations started in 2002, 18 years ago, and it was fully established in 2010. Up to now, it has been already 10 years. In terms of trading goods, that is one of the major areas for any FTA. We can see between 2010 to the 2019, the bilateral trade between China and the ASEAN countries increased by more than 1 time. And if we look at the trade value in 2005, if we compare the trade statistics, the trade volume increased even by 4 times. That is
very impressive.
Yes, very impressive figure.
But it's not just the free trade area. It's also the RCEP. At a time when protectionism is running high, China-ASEAN managed to get this done, which has also been through some ups and downs for years. So, Mr. Zhang, tell me more about what's next with the RCEP.
We always describe that RCEP is a modern, comprehensive, mutually beneficial and high-quality FTA. And if we consider the fact that the RCEP is not a totally brand new FTA, it's built upon 4 existing China plus 1 FTAs, and also plus several existing bilateral FTAs, such as China-Korea FTA, China-New Zealand FTA, Australia-Japan, Australia-Korea FTA. So if we consider all those elements together, in reality and in fact, the real liberalization level for trading goods is much higher than 90%. All the 15 countries make further commitment for the services liberalization based on the existing 4 ASEAN Plus FTAs.
Well, China's value-added digital economy was worth about 39 trillion yuan in 2019, accounting for almost 36% of the country's GDP. ASEAN's digital economy is also growing fast, from 1.3% of the GDP in 2015, likely to reach 8.5% in 2025. Thanks in no small part to China lending a big hand with the digital infrastructure, and is an important partner of ASEAN to promote the digital economy in the region. So much so that the year 2020 is even designated as the China-ASEAN Year for Digital Economy Cooperation. Li Ying from the China-ASEAN Information Harbor, a Guangxi-based infotech company, told me they have a huge blueprint for this and a mission to carry this out too.
Okay, first of all, welcome to China-ASEAN Information Harbor Company Limited.
Thank
I think
you
it's
so
the
much.
first time for you to visit our company.
Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to what you can present to us.
Yeah, it is the person for me to show you, first of all, our business layout in the ASEAN countries. From this platform, you can see that we have established business links with quite a few of ASEAN countries, especially in Malaysia, Indonesia.
So Malaysia, Indonesia.
Yeah, Indonesia and Malaysia. You can see that they are big, and they still have the population bonus, and they are fully open to the market competition. And then that's why we just pay a lot of attention on these special big countries in ASEAN countries. Okay.
So it's actually different countries, different ways of doing business.
Yeah, that's true. There are 10 member countries in the ASEAN member countries, and each of them are quite different in terms of their economic development standard and also the religion and the everything. You know, almost everything are different. Something similar, but we adopt a policy called one country, one plan. So we fully respect their needs and their wants.
I like that. One country, one plan.
Yeah, yeah. And I would like to show you some of our example projects in the ASEAN countries. And first of all, there's the Easy Connect platform. We call it e-linking app. And you can show that this app was officially launched early this year. And from March to May of this year, the revenue of this app just rocked like 2 times. I think it's mainly because of the pandemic. Everybody should stay at home. They should have to enjoy online services.
Yeah, so the number is growing so fast.
Yes,
right?
and the momentum keep going.
I see.
Okay.
So see, it's all changing.
No, that's the real time.
Wow.
Okay, so that means that China and the ASEAN countries are quite connected to each other.
So it seems that this is a rush hour for shopping.
Yeah, this is the peak hour of the day. Okay, you can see that.
I see, and it seems doing very well.
Yeah.
How many people are actually doing this border trade?
Actually, border trade is a very special kind of a special category of trading, import and export trading. That's the national policy to cover the cities and the residents living along the border.
I see.
So that's not a popular, not a general trading phones. You can see that there's the number of registered border residents has stopped 164,000.
So this is how many people are doing border trade from China, from Guangxi?
Yes, they are allowed to do.
Okay.
In Guangxi alone. And in other provinces, they have their own number.
And that's all the time we have for today's special program, Opening Up China's Choice. If you'd like to see more, you can search our program World Insight or check out our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. I'm Tian Wei on behalf of the team. Thanks for watching and